So it's been almost a week now, and I still can't believe WWE has turned the beloved monster among men into a bad guy. They turned Braun Strowman into a heel. How many of you guys are video game fans? Are you gamers? I know I am. Gonna take you back on a nice little journey through memory lane. One of my favorite video games of all time is Mega Man. You know, the little blue robot with the help of Dr. Light. He had a little robot dog. Mega Man. Normally, he would have to go through Dr. Wily's 8 robots and acquire their special skill. And every special skill that you acquire is going to be used in a puzzle form to beat the next boss. Just picture Roman Reigns as Mega Man. He's went through 8 different scenarios. I'm not going to list them here. I'm sure you guys can figure them out. Over the last 4 years, who the fuck wouldn't be able to figure it out? Roman Reigns has gone through 8 different robots over the last 4 years. Just throw a couple of names at you. Daniel Bryan, John Cena, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, Brock Lesnar. The list goes on and on. The list goes on and on. Roman Reigns has slayed Dr. Wily's 8 robots, or in this case, Vince McMahon is Dr. Light. Roman Reigns is Mega Man. And Dr. Wily's going to be played by Dwayne Johnson. It's the best way for me to put it. You thought Phase 1 was bad. Ladies and gentlemen, Phase 2 is going to be even worse. Roman Reigns is on his way to completing this puzzle. Roman Reigns is on his way to defeating all of Dr. Wily's robots with the help of Dr. Light, Vince McMahon, and Dr. Wily himself, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, will present himself at WrestleMania 35. WrestleMania 35 for the Universal Championship in the main event. And I will vomit wherever I may be on that evening in abundance, because it would be the most sickening sight, I think, WWE could ever present its audience. I don't believe that WWE has put Roman Reigns through this gauntlet, this phase, this agenda, this initiative, and they have absolutely no remorse for any of it. Roman Reigns is widely unaccepted by the majority of the WWE audience. And don't tell me it's not as bad as you think it is, that he's over. He's not over. I'd wish he'd jump over a fucking bridge, but he ain't over. Roman Reigns is not over. When you have Roman Reigns in the main event of your second biggest pay-per-view of the year, and the majority of the audience is chanting, "You both suck," to Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, the man is not over. I'm sorry. WWE has put him in every position to make you believe he is over. WWE has put him in every position to brainwash you, to make you think that this guy deserves a positive reaction, that this guy is a hero to the audience. While I'm still alive and while I'm still breathing, I will continue to push the anti-Roman agenda. I have to. Nobody else is going to do it. Everybody else is just bending over and taking Vince McMahon's dildo up the ass. Not me. If I convert one person away from this agenda, my job has been successful. When you have Justin LaBar of Wrestling Reality, a guy who toes the company line, and I love him to death. I consider him a very good friend of mine. When you have Justin LaBar complaining about WWE's usage of Braun Strowman on Monday night, that's when you know you fucked up. WWE fucked up on Monday night. And everything for the last 4 years that I've been preaching, and everything for the last 4 years I've been trying to just get through to each and every one of you, it became a reality. It became a reality at SummerSlam. It became a reality on the Monday Night Raw following SummerSlam. And we are full-blown into the agenda after this week. I still don't believe that WWE turned Braun Strowman heel because they are afraid to turn Roman Reigns heel. They took one of the most beloved superstars in WWE today. Outside of Seth Rollins on Monday Night Raw, Braun Strowman was number 2 to Seth Rollins as far as fan reaction goes. They took him and made him a heel. I still ask why. Nobody understands why. And if you don't understand why they did it, you are a fucking sheep. You are blind to the agenda. And you should not be watching the fucking program. WWE has brainwashed everybody into thinking Roman Reigns is the way. He is not. WWE has wasted 2 years of Braun Strowman's build for this. They wasted 2 years of Braun Strowman's build for Roman Reigns. All the sets that he destroyed, all the ambulances and the cars that he flipped over, all the announce tables that he destroyed, all the musical instruments that he destroyed, everything. The porta potties that he threw off the stage, Kevin Owens. Poor Kevin Owens that they used him for weeks in a heel role against a babyface Braun, only to turn Braun Strowman heel and waste everything that they did with Kevin Owens. Absolutely sickening. It's sickening. And then the last thing we see on Monday Night Raw is Braun Strowman raising the hands of Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. This ain't no Becky Lynch situation. Becky's still a babyface. She ain't heel. When you start having your characters raising the hands of heels, there's no fighting that one. There's no arguing over that one. Braun Strowman is a heel. And how stupid did they make Braun Strowman look on Monday night? Guy was presented in a babyface way to start Monday Night Raw. He did the honorable thing of cashing in the briefcase and making the Hell in a Cell main event with Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. He didn't want to be a coward, he said. He wanted to do it honorably. It's not in his DNA to come and cash in the briefcase and the contract on a weakened opponent. But then WWE presents Braun Strowman in a manner where he's pretty much attacking a weakened opponent. So if he's attacking a weakened opponent in Roman Reigns after the bell has already rung on Monday Night Raw in the main event, what's the difference between that and cashing in the contract and winning it in a heel-like way? WWE made Braun Strowman look like a fucking idiot. If that was his true intention, he was going to leave his partner high and dry and he was going to side with McIntyre and Ziggler. Why didn't he hold on to the briefcase for another 2.5 hours and win the Universal Championship? Nobody has the answer to it. Their rebuttal to me is, if you don't like it, don't watch. Why are you so negative? Stop talking about Roman Reigns. Why are everything you do, why is every video that you do on your channel about Roman Reigns? Do you not understand the fucking things that they're doing on television? Do you like being treated like a fucking idiot? I don't. I don't like to be treated like a fucking idiot. That's what WWE's doing to you. And is Braun Strowman going to win the WWE Universal title? Of course not. Of course not. WWE gave the fucking briefcase to Braun Strowman ultimately to feed him to Roman Reigns. If this was the way you were going to go about it, why didn't that briefcase go to someone else? Should have went to The Miz like I had predicted it should have gone to The Miz. It's not just a fucking t-shirt, people. It's Roman Reigns. They do it for Roman. WWE brought back the Shield because they're using Rollins and Ambrose as a legitimate shield so this guy doesn't get booed. WWE turned Braun Strowman into a heel and had him align with Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler so Roman Reigns doesn't get booed. They gave Roman Reigns the Universal Championship in the shortest title celebration following a major pay-per-view that I've ever seen in 30 years watching this product. They did it because they didn't want Roman Reigns booed. Get with the fucking program. The Roman Reigns initiative is in full effect. What happened on Monday night? Absolute stupidity. Stupidity. You wasted every fucking resource you had by pushing Braun Strowman as a babyface ultimately to feed him to Roman Reigns. No one is safe from Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is Mega Man. Vince McMahon is Dr. Light. Just picture Roman Reigns going through 8 fucking robots in a random Mega Man game. He's acquired all the skills from these robots to figure out the puzzle of which special ability is going to beat the next guy. Roman Reigns is going to go through 8 robots ultimately to get to Dr. Wily. Do you know who Dr. Wily is, people? Dr. Wily is Dwayne Johnson. WWE is going to feed Roman Reigns Braun Strowman. WWE is going to feed Roman Reigns Drew McIntyre. WWE is going to feed Roman Reigns anybody that they want on Monday night to keep the initiative going. All while bringing the Shield back so that they ensure Roman doesn't get booed. Rollins and Ambrose took a step back, several steps back, to help this fucking guy. Meanwhile, WWE had money in both Ambrose and Rollins. And they're decreasing their value to help this fucking asshole, Roman Reigns, all because they want to push him as some sort of fucking hero. It's a disgusting act. One that I don't even know how anybody is not speaking up about it. If I'm Rollins and Ambrose, even if I'm Reigns, you're devaluing the Shield reunion for one man. You're devaluing Rollins and Ambrose for the sake of one man. You're devaluing, or you have devalued Braun Strowman for the sake of one man. You devalued Kevin Owens for Braun Strowman, who ultimately was devalued because he was fed to Roman Reigns. The cycle is a vicious one, folks. The cycle is a vicious one. And I don't know how people don't see this. They're all excited about the Shield reunion. For what? What are you excited about? The Shield came back, and they're being positioned at the Super Showdown in Australia to go up against Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler, and Drew McIntyre. That's the reason why you're bringing the Shield back? That is the fucking reason why you're bringing the Shield back. How many of you watching are excited now, 2 weeks removed from the Shield getting back together, only to realize that WWE is putting them back together for Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler, and Drew McIntyre. You must feel like a fucking idiot now, don't you? Yep, JD was right again. I know all about it. WWE, instead of fucking just owning up to the fact, WWE, instead of making this a natural progression, instead of listening to the fucking fans, having the fans guide the winds of Monday Night Raw, they want to push a narrative that they want while giving you this. I mentioned this already. WWE has the undisputed era in NXT. That is the only group of guys that you currently have contracted to your company that could have brought the Shield back and really made it meaningful. How meaningful is this return? How meaningful is this reunion? They're doing it for one man, and people are excited because of the name, The Shield. The Shield hasn't meant anything since 2014. And here we are in 2018, and you got two guys in Rollins and Ambrose, who are here, and Reigns is here. How does the Roman Empire feel that Rollins and Ambrose succeeded Roman Reigns in every fucking aspect, yet Roman Reigns never achieved success on his own? Never succeed or had success on his own at all. Meanwhile, Rollins differentiated himself from Reigns. Ambrose differentiated himself from Reigns. Reigns, there's nothing about the guy that makes you say, I care. I care about Rollins. I cared up until this week where WWE fucked up Ambrose. I cared about his return. Now I don't. You know, WWE is going to be throwing a lot of money at Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Cody. They're going to pay a lot of money to bring in the Elite, instead of waiting and making it special. Instead of waiting and actually taking a fucking gamble and making me care about the Shield. If WWE brought in Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks to Monday Night Raw in a hostile takeover of that show, that's something you would bring the Shield back for. Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler, and Drew McIntyre. Folks, you're not watching a reunion. You're watching an agenda. It's all done for one man. It's all done to push one man. It's all done to protect one man from the hostile crowds. Because Vince McMahon wants this guy over more so than anything. And he will do anything and sacrifice anyone to ensure that happens. Because what we are getting at WrestleMania may be the most nauseating thing that this company has ever done. Reigns has main evented 4 WrestleManias in a row. Get ready for another one. This is all leading to Roman Reigns and Dwayne Johnson at WrestleMania 35. And if it doesn't happen, I would be shocked. Roman Reigns in the main event defending the Universal Championship against The Rock is what you guys should anticipate happening in New Jersey. And my God, how WWE has so much talent and then you go with that as your main event. Normally, that's something that people would look at as a star-studded event. I don't give a fuck how big The Rock is. I don't give a shit what you think about Roman Reigns. After everything that we've seen, after every single person that WWE's used to push this agenda, you're going to end it with The Rock and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. It's not a main event. It's not a title match. It's not a star-studded spectacular. It's the conclusion of a fucking agenda that WWE refused to just let die and embrace. Yet you'll be excited about it. WWE will have you like a puppet on a fucking string, and you're going to be boasting about how hyped you are for WrestleMania. Meanwhile, the last thing you're going to see is not only John Cena, not only Daniel Bryan, not only Vince McMahon, not only Triple H, not only Brock Lesnar, not only Braun Strowman, but now you're going to get The Rock to put this guy over. If every one of those guys has failed in their attempt to get Roman over, what do you think the end result is going to be at WrestleMania 35? Do you honestly think the smartest crowd of the year is going to willingly just say, okay, we accept it? It is god-awful. Completely god-awful. And I'm warning you right now, it's coming. It's coming. Don't get excited about the Shield. It's nothing but a fucking political agenda to get these two guys together, because all WWE does is they do it for Roman. Moving over to SmackDown Live. Becky Lynch. WWE apparently has listened to the fans, or at least I hope so. I don't know what's going on with Becky Lynch and Charlotte, but the biggest thing coming out of SmackDown Live, right now the biggest thing on SmackDown Live, is Becky Lynch. And deservedly so. I love Becky. It's been a long time coming, man. It's been 2 years since Becky Lynch has been pushed in this manner. WWE started out pushing Becky as a heel. Not really a heel. It wasn't really to that point like Braun Strowman was on Monday night. She didn't raise the hand of a fucking villain like Braun Strowman did, and Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. But WWE had Becky Lynch go out there and proclaim that the fans weren't with her. They were against her. And I don't believe anything that Becky Lynch was saying on that night. I don't think Becky Lynch even believed what she was saying. You could see it written all over her face. She didn't believe one fucking word that came out of her mouth. Yet she was scripted to say some stupid bullshit. WWE wanted Becky to be the heel going up against the babyface Charlotte Flair. There was fan backlash. Even WWE management, as far as Road Dogg goes, was putting down fans on social media. That's what you wanted the story to do. That's where you wanted the story to go. That's not the story we're trying to tell here. Just putting down the fans, making the fans seem inferior to their knowledge. You know, it's one of those, well, you don't work in the business. You're not in and around the sport, so you don't know jack. Stay in your lane and enjoy the show that we give you. It's pretty much the vibe that I got from Road Dogg. Meanwhile, we all know he's wrong. And we all know WWE management fucked up. But they want to continue berating the fans and telling them they're wrong. So come SmackDown Live on this Tuesday, Becky is getting more love than ever before. Charlotte and Carmella on SmackDown Live. We got Becky getting cheered and chants during a Carmella and Charlotte match, a match that she has nothing to do with. WWE had Becky come out wearing all black. WWE had Becky attack Charlotte at the end of the match and beat down Charlotte to chants of Becky, Becky, and just cheering her name. Looks like WWE might be listening to the fans. And I uttered this on Tuesday. I said it last Tuesday as well. All WWE has to do, and I wish they would follow this with the fucking Roman Reigns garbage. All WWE has to do is listen to the voice of the fans. WWE tried to script the narrative. They tried to give you a narrative that they wanted to give you and the fans didn't want it. WWE seemingly is listening to us, and they're not going to push Becky as a heel. They're going to give her a harder, more intense, more straightforward character, a kick-ass character, yet she's still going to be a babyface. Meanwhile, Charlotte is the one that should be the heel in this role. Because Charlotte, the way she came off expressing herself as, you know, I'm Becky Lynch's best friend. I love Becky. Tea time with Becky, right? And then all of a sudden she comes and steals the title away. Who do you think the fans are going to side with? They're going to side with Charlotte? No. I don't understand the fucking thought just by the story they've already told. You can't have Charlotte go on television and profess her love and her friendship for Becky, then stab her in the back and expect her to remain a babyface. Of course the fans are going to side with Becky. Why wouldn't we? We've wanted to see this woman succeed for 2 years. The fans are not stupid, Vince. You think they are, and the fans don't forget that easily. We've seen what Becky has been put through for 2 years. There's no way we are going to abandon this woman. All they have to do is listen to the fucking audience. That's where WWE fails. They never listen to their audience. But the WWE universe, the fans, are giving them the direction in which they need to go. If they listened with Roman Reigns would be portrayed in a positive way, and he would be receiving organic reactions. You see, with Roman Reigns, they're trying to portray him as a superhero. I'm standing up for the audience. I'm standing up for the fucking men and women in the locker room. I'm trying to do what's right. I'm a fighting champion. I brought the Universal title back to Monday Night Raw. I'm going to defend it every week. Blah, 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 blah. Blow me. Yet, this guy's getting negative reactions every fucking week. Roman sucks. I hate you. You can't wrestle. Blah, 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 blah. That's not a babyface, WWE. I don't know what the fuck that is. But he ain't a babyface. He's miscast. He's miscast. WWE tried to do the same thing with Becky. She would have been miscast. Can't have her coming out being a heel, yet standing in the ring receiving chants of Becky, Becky. Or you deserve it. It's not really a fucking heel. Come on, WWE. Start listening to your fucking audience, man. Listen to what they want. They guide you to where these characters and storylines need to go. Samoa Joe and AJ Styles, man, is the other thing on SmackDown Live that I really, really enjoyed, man. Samoa Joe, it's very difficult to watch this man work and not want to see him as WWE champion. I said this on SmackDown Live review. The guy, absolutely, when he's got a microphone in his hand, you drop everything that you're doing and you listen to this man fucking speak. WWE has a money winner in Samoa Joe. You know, I don't want to say it about AJ Styles because I love AJ Styles. I'm a big AJ Styles mark. I'm all about what AJ Styles brings to the table. He's the closest thing to what we have modern day, current day to an HBK, Shawn Michaels. But with Samoa Joe doing the best work of his WWE run right now with AJ, I would give him the WWE title. I would give him the WWE title. Seriously. You know, this is a thing that Monday Night Raw suffers from as well. And with the Shield coming back, there really is no heels for them to feud with. Outside of Braun, now that they turned him heel, he's going to fall very quickly. Drew, Ziggler, there's nobody else. You got Kevin Owens there, but I don't expect WWE to build Kevin Owens up as a credible threat to the Universal title. The same thing happens on SmackDown Live. There's no heels for AJ to feud with. Oh, actually, no, there's no babyface, really. I got that mixed. There's no babyfaces for the heels to feud with. You know, Joe's got Styles, Joe's got Bryan. Outside of that, there's nobody. Now, if you switch the roles, AJ's got Joe, he's got Orton, he's got Almas, he's got Nakamura. He's got plenty, The Miz, got plenty to feud with. But it's also nearing an end for Styles. You kind of get the fact, and I don't want to use the word boring, because AJ's not boring. I would never associate the word boring with AJ Styles. But it's getting to a point when you know it's the end of the road. And I feel like if WWE put the title on Joe, it would be a great transition. And WWE has rematches with Styles and Joe coming up. They got a rematch at the Australian Super Showdown. They got a rematch, you know, somewhere else. I think on the 1000th episode of SmackDown Live, they got Joe versus Styles booked for that too. So it's not the last time that they're going to be in the ring together. A rematch is going to happen. Why not give Joe the title now? Have him hold the title. Give AJ his rematch. Have AJ fail the rematch. But AJ doesn't have to be out of the title picture. AJ could still be there, but you could also include Bryan and The Miz as well. Because The Miz and Bryan are going to be trading wins back and forth. So both of them are probably going to be vying for the same thing as well. They want the WWE title. Why else would they be doing this? All four of those guys at the top of the card. Joe doesn't even have to lose the WWE Championship in a traditional way. He could be in a match such as a fatal four-way or a triple threat and not be pinned. You could take that title off Joe, transition it to The Miz, and then have The Miz drop it to Daniel Bryan. That's what I'm thinking as far as SmackDown Live going on for the rest of the year. But Joe right now is doing exceptional work, and I'm looking forward to what he does with Styles at Hell in a Cell. And if I'm booking this, I'm pulling the trigger. I'm giving Joe the WWE Championship, and I'm having Samoa Joe reign the WWE Champion on SmackDown Live. Other than that, on SmackDown Live, Tag Team Championship situation with the New Day as Tag Team Champions. WWE really needs to fix their tag team situation, man. It's the same thing, rinse and repeat every single week. And nobody seems to be making an issue about this except for me. I don't know how you could watch NXT and watch the blossoming tag team division on Wednesday nights and then watch Tuesday and then watch Monday and be okay with what's going on. You know, WWE thinks that they're slick. And again, WWE thinks their audiences are fucking stupid. As if we forget what happened. They did the same thing for SummerSlam. How do you think the New Day got to fight the Bludgeon Brothers at SummerSlam? They went through a triple threat match, and then they were placed in a number one contenders match because WWE has no other fucking tag teams on SmackDown Live. They went and beat the Bar to become the number one contenders for the tag team titles. And now WWE has turned around and is doing the same thing, the same story, with new teams, now for Hell in a Cell. And nobody's making a big deal about it. WWE needs to really fix the tag team situation on both Monday and Tuesday. And the only way that they could do that is pretty much fusing the tag team divisions together. There's nobody on Monday night. You got the Revival and you got the B team. Outside of, I don't even consider AOP. AOP is a fucking waste. Don't even get me started. AOP, the Revival, and the B team. That is your tag team division. That is your tag team division. Other than that, you have nobody. Why not merge the divisions together? It creates competition. We get different matchups every week. WWE could do things like a tournament every now and then. We can have competitive tag team matches instead of seeing the same fucking shit every single month. At this point, I would rather the tag team titles on SmackDown Live not even be defended at Hell in a Cell. I'm sure you could book something else in its place where you don't have to book and don't have to rush and don't have to give me rinse and repeat every single fucking week. WWE has given us 2 triple threat matches. The winners of those triple threat matches fight in a number one contenders match and then fight the New Day at Hell in a Cell. It's lazy. It's fucking lazy. And instead of giving new teams a chance, WWE goes back to the well and goes with what works. The New Day are now 5-time tag team champions. The WWE more than likely probably going with the Usos to win this thing because they fought at Hell in a Cell last year, and knowing WWE, the Usos will probably pull out a victory on SmackDown Live, and we're going to get a Hell in a Cell rematch from last year. In which last year it meant something, this year it won't mean anything. Because the tag team titles now, compared to what the Usos and the New Day did so great last year, making them mean something, they mean jack shit in 2018. The New Day's pancakes are more valuable than the tag team titles. Rusev Day, Sanity, competing with the Usos this coming week on SmackDown Live. You know, if WWE really wanted something different, they'd give me Sanity or Rusev Day. Knowing WWE, they're not going to pull the trigger on either of those teams. They're going to go with what works. They're going to go with what they think is more comfortable for them. The Usos. Usos in the New Day at Hell in a Cell. Why not? NXT. NXT was a great show this week, man. I'm in love with NXT, man. I think it's a perfectly booked show. You know, there are rumors going around that Triple H is assembling his team. And when the day comes, when the time comes, his team are going to take over WWE. You got guys like William Regal. You got guys like Matt Bloom, Shawn Michaels, Road Dogg. Road Dogg. You know? You got Jeremy Borash. WWE is going to be taken over by Triple H, and he's getting everyone ready for that day. He has his army in place. And if they're doing what they're doing in NXT, and we see any of that on the main roster, sign me up. I'm not saying WWE has to go the full way of NXT, but the way that wrestling is being presented now, I think WWE would be better off for it. If you ain't watching NXT, you're doing yourself a huge fucking disservice. NXT's phenomenal, man. So much shit goes into a 1 hour show, and I think it's the perfectly booked show. Undisputed Era versus Ricochet and Pete Dunne. Fantastic tag team match. It sets up everything. You can already tell it sets up for War Games. It sets up Ricochet versus Pete Dunne after the miscue that happened in that main event. Undisputed Era versus War Raiders is coming. They're setting up for War Games. We got Johnny Gargano still wanting Tommaso Ciampa. Velveteen Dream's coming out, staking claim to what he thinks he deserves. The Aleister Black storyline, who attacked Aleister Black. The tag team division is thriving in NXT. We got Matt Riddle coming in. We got Keith Lee fucking impressing. The women's division is on fire in NXT. A real women's division. I'm not talking about the shit you see on Monday and Tuesday night. A real women's division. Got a lot of blossoming talent, man. Bianca Belair, Nikki Cross, Kairi Sane, Shayna Baszler, Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai. Some great shit. WWE has made you care about legitimately everyone on a 1 hour show. Everyone. And like I said on my NXT review, watching NXT is so refreshing because you get to see a revolving door of talent. You know, NXT is only a 1 hour show. You don't think the men and women that compete in NXT want to be on those 1 hour shows every week? TakeOver is 2 hours long with 5 matches every major pay-per-view weekend. You don't think that talent is going to fucking do their very best to try and get on those TakeOver shows? The competition that NXT has right now, just in and around itself, is a great thing. It's something Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live doesn't have. The competition that NXT has for a 1 hour show and a 2 hour TakeOver show with 5 matches. The competition that's going on between everybody on that roster is only going to benefit NXT. You're going to get the very best of every single person there. Keith Lee's coming in. Matt Riddle's coming in. Who the fuck knows who else is coming in? Your spot could be taken away from you like that. That's why I love NXT. It's constantly getting better. The talent is always getting better. You fuck up, there will be somebody there to take your place. Unlike Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live, where people get stagnant, people are just okay with the current position that they're in. They don't want to get better. They're very content. They stick to what they do and they don't want to get better. Either that or WWE doesn't look at you like that. You get sad, you get upset, and then you sit in the back and you take what's given to you and you don't speak up. You don't try and get better. You don't strive to be better. It sucks. It's a vicious fucking cycle. But NXT, man, so much shit going on. And this is the first week coming out of the NXT TakeOver show in Brooklyn. And we got the Mae Young Classic coming up. Look at all the new talent coming in female-wise to NXT. WWE's going to sign about half of the fucking field in the Mae Young Classic. I love NXT so much, man. It's so great to see a revolving door of talent, and talent that every single week steps up to the plate. It's amazing to see. But other than that, man, that's your week in review for WWE. Nothing, I don't expect anything to happen. I don't expect anything to happen major outside of Reigns and on SmackDown Live, Becky Lynch. That's all we got right now. That's what WWE's been doing. That's where they've been concentrating the most on. Right now, WWE is doing so much at the same time, and it's very difficult to care. It's very difficult to follow. They're building towards Hell in a Cell. They're building towards the Super Show in Australia. They're building towards WWE Evolution, the all-women's pay-per-view. They're doing too much at the same time. There's too much on their plate. And when you do so much, the fans caring is not going to be where you expect it to be. It's very difficult to follow. You know? And this is why WWE has this mindset. I don't understand. They think the more the better. You know, it's always been with me quality over quantity. I don't know, man. It's going to be a very interesting fall and winter months for WWE. Right now, my excitement level for WWE is pretty much all year. It's been the same thing. I don't give a fuck what's going on. It's gotten worse as the summer's gone on. But my interest in WWE right now is not there. I just don't care. I really don't care. And I know you guys feel the same way. You just don't care. I'm here in Chicago, man. I'm here at All In, and the vibe and the feel of the city is so greater, so much greater than it was in New York. I felt a dead, stale, just lifeless crowd in New York City. I'm here in Chicago, and I just feel the buzz. I feel the fucking energy, man. You physically want to be here for All In. I did not want to be in Brooklyn for SummerSlam. I was only there because A, I wanted to meet you guys. B, I wanted to meet my friends. And C, I wanted to do business. And grow and build my channel, build my content. Everything WWE was doing, I didn't give a shit about. It's the opposite here in Chicago. I'm doing this because I have to. I have to be up at 6 a.m. on Friday for All In Starrcast. And I'm here doing this podcast. It's 11:43 Central Time. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be doing this right now. Because I've been so involved with what's going on here. And we'll talk about what's going on this week right after the intro, man. I hope you guys are set, man. I got some news. We got some news. I don't know how much news I got, but I got some news. You know, like I said, the WWE is dead. It's been a dead week. It's going to be a dead fall season. Nothing much is going on. But we'll do our best to just go over what we got, man. This is episode 237. This is part number 1 of Off the Script this weekend. I am live in Chicago. So please sit tight. I'll hit the intro, and I'll be right back with more news and rumors right here on Off the Script for your all-in weekend. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Off this shitty fucking product by coming on here and speaking the fucking goddamn truth about this fucking filth.
And I can book a better show taking a fucking dump after eating my fucking Chipotle chorizo with extra cheese.
I don't give a fuck what anybody has to say. Have I ever? Of course not.
WWE is great, man. Fuck you, Japan, and Kenny Omega, Okada. Delete! What is it, man? Can I suck your dick? What is it, man?
Well, this is the #1 fucking podcast.
Right here on YouTube.com!
This is Off the Script. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 12 hours later, and I feel like I'm working the retail stores again. Starrcast 2018 Friday's coming to a close. The hotel lobby's emptying out, and I pulled the greatest unknown independent wrestler of all time to guest with me on the podcast. Jesse, locally known Chicago.
Locally known, local hero. It goes Jesse, CM Punk, Colt Cabana.
This is the true greatest of all time, the best in the world right here. How you doing, my friend?
Good, man, good. Let me be the first, man. Welcome to Chicago.
Thank you, sir.
Glad to have you, sir.
Thank you. Last time I'll eat a hot dog here.
There's nothing wrong with our hot dogs. I don't understand it. As long as you don't put ketchup on it and you put the right things on it, then it's a perfect Chicago-style hot dog.
I don't even eat New York hot dogs, so I don't know. I don't know.
See?
Your pizza's a different story, though. I got to have my thin crust.
You know what? I listened to your pizza review. I was kind of okay with it.
I was in the middle.
I mean, but you still kind of stuck it to us and said New York is bad. That's bullshit, dude. Don't forget, Chicago is not just deep dish pizza.
I know.
We have phenomenal thin crust, better than New York thin crust.
Well, where am I going for thin crust before I get the hell out of here?
Home run in.
Home run in.
Home run in.
I gotta
the
Google
restaurant, not the frozen stuff.
Okay.
Home run in pizza, some of the best in Chicago.
I'll remember that, being that the Cubs beat the Braves last night. Probably tonight, too.
Yeah, well
fucking llama. I know you.
The Cubs.
What do you think of Starrcast, man?
You know what? This is something every wrestling fan needs to be at. This needs to be the what is it? The access or WrestleMania. This needs to be the access for the indie scene. It's just, and especially in Chicago too, man. It's got that vibe. It's got that, something special is happening. All in that's happening here, and we want to be part of it. I mean, it's a buzz going around Chicago, man. We're loving it. We're loving everybody is here. Everybody that we care about is here, at least. We're loving it, man. Welcome to Chicago, guys.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. The amount of talent that walked by Podcast Row was incredible. Me and Jesse went to the weigh-ins and the press conference. Everybody from Kenny Omega, Marty Scurll, the Young Bucks, Cody, Nick Aldis had a weigh-in with Cody. Fucking Joey Janela smoking a cigarette in the crowd and jumping on stage and dropping F-bombs. I got video of it all, so hopefully it's going to go up soon.
But the breaking news.
How about Kenny Omega?
No. Hangman Page.
Oh, yes. He did commit murder.
Admission.
Yeah, he did. I have that on film, too. I have him.
What if they try to
admitting
edit it
to
out?
murder.
That's admission of guilt.
Yeah, he murdered Joey Ryan.
He murdered him. Oh, well.
It's crazy, man. Kenny Omega actually said that he didn't really give an answer, but he gave the best answer he possibly could at the time. He wants to be at Madison Square Garden. He probably, the key word there is probably, will be. But if Vince McMahon throws him 7 figures, he's going to Stamford. He's not going to Madison Square Garden.
You know what? That brings me to something. When he was up there, I had a question for him. I had a legit question for him.
I know. I seen you raising your hand.
And I wanted to ask him. The rumors going around about did him and the Bullet Club, did they make a pact, him and Cody, did they make a pact to whatever they do to do it together? And that's what I'm hearing. I mean, if they want to stay on the indie scene, if they want to go to WWE, I'm hearing there is a pact and they're going to do it together. But I'm also hearing that their contracts don't necessarily line up that way. So,
yeah, I'm hearing Cody's contract is up in 2020, but the other 3 individuals are up anywhere between November and January.
January, yeah.
So I don't know. It's either money talks or
money talks.
Yeah, money talks.
I don't know.
You know.
Kenny's getting paid on the indies though. It's about money, but look at that.
I don't know what's going on.
I'm sure it's about money, but not necessarily directly about money. Can he make more money physically with WWE? Sure. But does he want to work 300 days and make 7 figures? Or does he want to work 200 days, the days that he wants to work, and make a little bit less? Dollar for dollar, hour for hour, it may differ. So who knows? In your family.
It's definitely going to be the hottest topic going into the fall and winter months. Quick before we get into the bulk of the news that I have for you guys on part 2, do they stay or do they go? What do you think?
Who's that?
The Bucks and Omega. After what you've seen today, I mean, why would they walk away from this? No. I'm thinking they stay.
They stay. If they stay on the indies, That is their intrigue. If they leave the Indies and if they go to WWE, how long before they just become mundane? They're not special anymore. And
how long until they're fed to Roman?
Oh boy. Don't get me started.
That's all you need to know. Speaking of which, Roman's the top story, man. I want to start off with this because I found this to be quite hilarious, and if I can find it, there is plans in place for Roman Reigns after Braun Strowman. Kevin Nash is just walking in the lobby right now, and he's fucking looking incredible for his age.
Oh,
unreal. No, I mean, I will. Let me see if he's coming. I mean, he's we'll just continue talking. Kevin Nash in the background. That's all right.
Kevin Nash is walking.
Yeah, there
out,
he is.
Man.
Kevin Nash is over there. Look. There you go. Kevin Nash.
Look at that.
There you go. Kevin Nash walking out of Starrcast. Big, sexy. Diesel.
Duck down. There you go.
We got Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman for the Universal Championship. After Braun is disposed of, which I have a problem with, they wasted a massive babyface run. They wasted Money in the Bank, all for him to lose, inevitably, to Roman Reigns. WWE rumors going around that Drew McIntyre is going to be next in line for Roman Reigns, and it's going to be a fresh matchup, according to sources, and a matchup that people are going to be excited about. What is there to be excited about when the outcome surely is going to be the one that we all are anticipating? And that's Drew McIntyre not becoming the Universal Champion.
Nor Braun Strowman, clearly. I mean, it's kind of laughable. I'm hearing they plan on giving this guy this title run from here to eternity. I don't foresee him losing that title for a long time.
So what you're saying is that phase 1 of the agenda is complete. Phase 2 ends with Dwayne Johnson.
Wow. Yeah. He's going to steamroll right through The Rock, man.
Yeah.
He's going to kill all of our memories. He's better than The Rock. He's better than Cena. He's better than everybody we thought we loved. He's better than Daniel Bryan. He's just bringing. Who else did you love? I'm going to steamroll them too. It's happening.
Well, who else do you see challenging for the Universal Championship on Monday Night Raw? I mean, Kevin Owens I could see if they bring him back in a prominent way, but other than that, there really is no heels outside of Strowman. Then you got McIntyre. After that, who do you got? Kevin Owens, inevitably, right?
Inevitably. If they want to have a little fun with it, put Dolph Ziggler in there. And you know what?
God, Raw is terrible.
You know what? If Dolph can't bring him to a great match, I mean, what then?
Yeah, but is Dolph over enough to give Roman a match that we actually care about?
Oh, God, no.
No, of course not.
No, he's not. In-ring ability, though.
But then again, how do you look at Drew McIntyre and put him in a match with Roman and then not want him to be Universal Champion? I mean, he's got the makeup of a champion in any promotion around the world.
It doesn't matter who they put him in the ring with. Drew McIntyre has the look of a champion. Drew McIntyre has the look that everybody wants to see in a wrestler. So Drew McIntyre would be great for Roman to beat.
I got Simon Miller next to me. I want to see if he could give me a down on off the script here.
There we go.
Mr. Simon Miller.
Hey, brothers.
Do you want to give me a down as I'm recording this for my audience tomorrow?
What are you?
Just get in between us here and just give me a down. Give me a down.
On what? What am I giving you a down on?
Just give me a down. Just give me
because I give unhappy people a down.
He gives off the script a down.
You watch off the script, right?
I watch my man JD. If I didn't watch my man, I wouldn't know when he rags on me. So I gotta know about all the insults. Otherwise, how can I keep up? So yeah, I watch it all the time. And you get really mad, man. You get really mad at me.
Oh yeah.
I don't do it to wind you up, you know. I'm just a happy chap.
I know.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate it. Man. Thanks for stopping by, man. Thank you so much. There you go, man.
What
Starrcast.
culture? There we go.
What culture? We sat next to them all day, pretty much. Simon was a busy man. They got to give that.
Cultaholic and Wrestle Talk off the script.
Yeah, they got to give Simon a raise. He's been all over the fucking place.
Yes,
today.
man, he's been a busy man.
Did DDP yoga. He interviewed Brian Cage. He was all over the place. Simon, thank you, brother.
Simon.
Yeah. So Roman gonna run through Drew, gonna run through Strowman, inevitably get to The Rock. That's the next thing in line. That's the plan right now. Doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter.
Sorry, it doesn't. It really doesn't.
What doesn't matter to a lot of people is the name Bray Wyatt. I know you've been very vocal to me about Bray Wyatt. You've even went as far as to tell me how you would book Bray Wyatt. I was actually, after the news that I read today about Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman, I was actually hoping Bray Wyatt would return and reform the Wyatt family to go against the Shield, because I think that's probably, out of the ideas that we've heard, the best.
That'd be great.
But according to WrestleVotes on Twitter, Bray Wyatt is due back, and it's going to be a slight refresh for his character. Does it even matter, and do you care?
No.
What do they have to do for Bray Wyatt to become relevant again?
They have to give us the Bray Wyatt that we had when he was relevant again. They had something that worked, and they saw that they had something that worked, and they figured we need to change it a little bit. So they took everything out that made him special. He was a back of the yards, back of the woods, redneck, Billy Goat guy with brothers. They were all mysterious. They started taking it away. They started taking it away piece by piece by piece by piece, and to the point where we stopped caring. His promos, we loved them so much, and then they just started sending them out there to ramble to the point where
it sounded the same every single time.
It did. We lost him. He's gone.
Can he be over as a babyface? Remember that one Monday Night Raw? I don't know who it was with against, but I know he teamed with Roman. I don't know where they were, but he played the babyface role. He was, playing up to the crowd. He was doing very babyface-like mannerisms, and he got himself over. He looked fantastic. And then we seen him on SmackDown Live. He pinned John Cena. He pinned AJ Styles back-to-back at the Chamber, and then that SmackDown following the Chamber, all the way to WrestleMania as WWE Champion. Those are the two things that I, as of late stand out with him. Do you see him as a babyface or a heel in this slight refresh?
No. I mean, Bray Wyatt's going to be over when he does what he does the way that he likes to do it. But here's the thing. I don't think Bray Wyatt can really, truly be a babyface. I think he's tweener to heel at best. Fantastic tweener, but to be that character that we like him to be, how can he truly be a babyface? He needs to be a tweener at the top. I mean, at the very most. But heel, he can do heel. Babyface, he should never be. And the problem with WWE is they don't know how to book Bray Wyatt anymore. They stopped booking him the right way back when he feuded with the Shield. Everything has been hit or miss. Think about all of his feuds. They've been experiments. They've been one and dones. Tag team division, wherever they can stick him in, nothing has worked. They don't know what to do with Bray Wyatt. So he just he's in limbo.
Doesn't even matter on Raw. Like, if Bray Wyatt is going to get a slight refresh and he comes back as a babyface or even as a heel, what does his future hold on? What is the future for Bray Wyatt? What does it hold on Monday Night Raw when, at the top of the card, Roman is going to pretty much have his reign of terror for the next 8 months?
Yeah.
What does it even mean for Bray Wyatt to get a slight refresh when we all know it's going to be the same shit?
Well, they need to pay close attention to this refresh thing that they're using. Let's not forget, Bray Wyatt has already been refreshed. He came in as Husky Harris, all right? And they refreshed him to Bray Wyatt, which was ridiculous and was never going to work, and because we're never going to forget Husky Harris. Well, guess what? It fucking got over and it was great. Well, they're going to refresh him again. How many times can you keep refreshing something before we're just going to go to another website? I mean, you can't just keep it's done. It's done. It was working. You ruined it. What do you want to do? Refresh it? No. How about you go back to what was working? That's just my opinion.
Do you think Bray Wyatt should have retained the WWE Championship at WrestleMania last year?
Absolutely. They made him the textbook definition of a transitional champion. You can't do that.
I think Bray Wyatt should have held the title all the way through most of the summer, past the summer. I think AJ should have beat Bray Wyatt for the title eventually, and then AJ should have had his title reign. Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah, that would have worked. Anything what they did for him. The only thing they could have done worse than this is have him drop it right after Elimination Chamber the next Tuesday night. I mean, other than that, it was a horrible run. And I don't know what he did to upset him, because his promo with the title were fantastic. His demeanor, his mannerism, the crowd reception, people loved it. For some reason, they didn't, whatever. But why make him look like such a joke in that transitional period like that? It's just not a good look for him.
I'm not going to be excited about Bray Wyatt whatsoever. But speaking of Bray Wyatt, transitioning to someone that Bray Wyatt fought at WrestleMania and lost the WWE Championship to, Randy Orton. Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy inside Hell in a Cell. The reason why Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton is happening inside Hell in a Cell, and I know you were very vocal about this.
Please tell me why this is happening in a cell.
Apparently, Jeff Hardy asked And it's the only thing left in his WWE tenure that he has not done, and they granted it to him. So he's getting his wish at Hell in a Cell against Randy Orton, when I know for a fact, you told me personally, and I know I told you, Joe versus Styles is the only other match, probably the only match. Only match on that card that deserves Hell in a Cell, but we're getting Hardy and Randy Orton. Jeff asked for it, and Jeff Hardy, 40 years old, with all the rumored injuries he has right now, what do you think he does inside Hell in a Cell? Do we get the Jeff Hardy of old to live up to the structure?
You know what this sounds like? And I brought this up earlier today. Do you see the movie The Wrestler? At the end of that movie?
Yep.
Him
Mickey
asking for this match, the way that we know he feels and looks right now, feels like the ending of The Wrestler coming up right now. It's like it's just not going to end well. If I see Jeff Hardy anywhere near the top of that damn cage, I'm turning my TV off. I don't want to see it. He's going to kill himself.
During WWE's Table for Three with Finn Balor, the Hardys sat down with Finn Balor, and Jeff actually revealed that he's always wanted a Hell in a Cell match at some point in his career. He said, and I quote, "What I want to do before I'm done here is a Hell in a Cell match, whether it's tag team or solo." So 25 years into his wrestling career, he's getting his wish. Do we see Jeff do a swanton off the top of the cage? Do you think it's going to live up to the Hell in a Cell structure?
If Jeff Hardy is anywhere near the Hell in a Cell structure, Jeff Hardy is going off the top of that cage.
I mean, it has to happen.
It's going. What happened at the WrestleMania with Shane McMahon and Hell in a Cell? They wasted every minute that they spent in the ring before Shane got to the top. That was all everyone was waiting for. When is Shane going off the top of that damn cage? Same thing here. When is Jeff going over the top of that cage?
I mean, if Kevin Owens flew off a regular steel cage against Braun Strowman, I guess Jeff can do something inside Hell in a Cell, no?
No, not the same thing. No. When Kevin Owens starts complaining about the pains and the agonies and the issues that Jeff Hardy's complaining about, then we'll be concerned about Kevin Owens. But for right now, in his mid-30s, fly off the cell, dude. Go ahead. It's okay.
What does Jeff have left to do after this? Does he retire? Does he take a reduced role?
Right now, we just want to avoid that X symbol when he comes off the top of that cell.
What do you do with Randy Orton? WWE Championship, possible?
Randy Orton is WWE Championship bound. Don't rush him there. Let's wait. After he murders Jeff off the top of that cell, he needs to go straight for Daniel Bryan. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. And that's probably the big segue to separate Daniel Bryan from The Miz. Get him involved with Randy Orton. That'll be heated. Easily you can forget about Daniel Bryan and The Miz. Get The Miz somewhere involved in this Joe situation with AJ. Get them involved in a triple threat match. Get that title off of Joe, because I want Joe to have that title after Hell in a Cell. Get that title off of Joe in a few months in a multi-man match. Protect Joe, protect AJ. Slimy, Miz gets it. Bring Miz and Daniel Bryan back together, man. WrestleMania.
I was actually going to talk about the Becky Lynch situation, which we could talk about. But speaking of Joe and Styles, I have two other stories here about WWE SmackDown Live 1000 episode and WWE Super Showdown in Australia, and then WWE in Saudi Arabia. It looks like Joe and Styles are going to be headed for match after match after match. Hell in a Cell, we're going to see it at the Super Showdown, and we're going to see it on the 1000 episode of SmackDown Live. So within these next three matches, Joe, it's almost certain that he has to win the title.
He will be WWE champion.
He has to win the title.
He will either be WWE champion or literally buried. How's Nakamura working out? Shot after shot. Jinder, AJ.
It's crazy. Daniel Bryan versus The Miz is even booked for the Australian Super Show and the 1000th episode of SmackDown Live. Tentative card can change, subject to change, but all these rematches. And
we had a debate before. Guys. It was about Miz and Daniel Bryan headlining WrestleMania. And my core thought was, by the time we get from here to WrestleMania, I will be sick and tired of Miz and Daniel Bryan. And the way you just laid this out, I will be sick of them come WrestleMania. J.E. used the comparison of Ciampa and Gargano. And he said, well, are you sick of seeing these guys? The question was, would I get excited about a Daniel Bryan Miz match at WrestleMania? No, because they would have killed it. To be honest with you, I don't get excited about a Ciampa Gargano match. I don't get excited about the build-up. That match fucking starts, man. I mean, I'm a kid in a candy store. I mean, it's great. It's amazing. But to be excited about it, I'm like, no. I've seen it. I've seen it 3, 4, 5 times, you know? I mean, what else is going on in that card? I'll be more excited about the Velveteen Dream and Aleister Black. You know, I'll be more excited about that match. Now, of course, I'll watch all of them, but, I mean, I'm not as excited about it.
We got somebody over here. What's going? This is live. I don't give a shit. No, we're recording. Come around. What's going on? What's going on, man?
This man brought my heart back.
Over this side, man. Come on, man.
Brought my heart back to wrestling.
There you go.
Right there, talking to the camera. What happened? What's going on?
I thought I was by myself in this world. I had watched WWE, and I'm like, what is wrong with me? Why do I keep quitting and coming back to the product? And then one day I stumbled upon this deity.
There you go, man.
JD.
Thank you so much, man.
Oh my God. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Thank
there
you.
are times I'm going to work, I'm like, I hate my fucking life. This work sucks. I'm going through this bullshit. Guess what I throw on? Thank you. Don't ever stop. This dude's gonna get so big that he's gonna make them recognize him.
I don't plan on stopping, man.
That's what's gonna happen.
It's true.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
Dude.
Thank you.
Don't ever
Appreciate-
stop.
thank-
Sorry I missed
appreciate
you
it.
in Pittsburgh, man.
It's all right. I'm here. I'm here for tomorrow. I'm here for tonight.
Can I get you a beer?
If you want.
How are you still standing?
I don't know, man. I've been here since 9 o'clock.
JD, you lost a lot of weight, man.
I know.
What's going on?
I've been going to the gym too. Well, Sammy Callahan's fucking deserves a fucking ass kicking.
It's gonna kill you.
Oops.
Just meet you, man.
Unfiltered, man.
Thanks for
Unfiltered.
stopping by. We are live.
You getting a beer?
Yeah, dude.
I'll take a Blue Moon. I'll take a Blue Moon.
I know what you want. You want a Guinness.
Well, I had a Guinness already. Too heavy, dude. Too heavy. Yeah.
You don't do cider?
I don't mind a cider. They got cider over there? Whatever, man. Surprise me.
That guy has had a lot of drinks.
Unbelievable, man. Starrcast. Anything happens here,
Love
man.
it. I think he had alcoholic beverages today.
It is what it is, man. This is going up.
I'm drunk from his breath. Moving on.
Is there a problem with quantity over quality in WWE? That's what this pretty much boils down to. You got Hell in a Cell, you got the 1000th episode, you got Evolution, you got the Saudi Arabia show, which is possibly going to be titled Crown Jewel. I heard that from sources that I am in touch with, but I'm hearing that might not even be televised on the network now. Is there an abundance of content right now where it's becoming overwhelming and we're going to see rinse and repeat, and it's just going to tire WWE creative out to a point where we're going to see rematch after rematch after rematch after rematch?
Well, the content is excessive. I'm not worried about burning out creative. I mean, what are they going to do? Give us crappy material? Too late for that. I mean, it's the thing about it. I mean, if you really, really break it down, it's they can put on all of the content that they want. It's just a matter if we're gonna watch it or not. You know, I mean, the funny thing is, watch this though. I'm sure nobody thought about this. What did you just list that we have coming up in the next month or two, through September, through October? In the next 2 months, what do we have coming up? We got the
Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell.
We got the Australian Super Showdown,
Right.
SmackDown 1000,
And that's before.
and that's before Evolution.
Okay. Did you hear Cody's podcast with Jericho, where he said that Vince McMahon had a comment to him about promoting All In September?
Yeah, he said September is dead, and he wishes that they would have called him.
He said it's the worst time of the year to promote. Is that right? What are they doing right now?
They're promoting 3 shows at one fucking
At
time.
one time. He literally just told someone it's the worst time of the year to promote. And now he's not only doing his regular things, he's added additional.
So the more money they make, the less quality of shows we're going to get. That's what it boils down to.
Absolutely.
Good old WWE taking that money, running, and giving us shit product every fucking week. Thank God for NXT.
They're making profits, though. They're making profits.
Well, apparently, they're making all the money, so we should shut the fuck up.
Yes, we should enjoy
these
it.
assholes online. Yeah, we should
I sit and
enjoy
watch
it. If you don't
TV.
like it, don't watch it, right?
Yep. I sit and watch TV watching their bank accounts go up. That's so exciting.
Apparently, there was, if you don't like it, don't watch it, backlash for Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch and Charlotte. There was a SmackDown Rewind podcast. It's called the Rewind the SmackDown podcast with John Pollock. I don't know who this is, but I got it from some of my sources. And he talked about the reaction that Lynch has been getting, and it looks like they are dropping the heel aspect of her character. Pollock said, and I quote, "So I was told after this week's SmackDown that last week, based on the reaction Becky got, that they have slightly changed the direction here and there for the idea now. It's much less of a heel babyface dynamic. Instead, it's just two ex-best friends going at it and having valid points, and neither are going to back down from one another, and still getting Becky to the same place where they wanted, but not so much wanting Charlotte to be the heel as a result of this." So it seems like they did learn their lesson from last week, and everybody was just continuously being into Becky Lynch. But you know that this was a mistake. Are they going to truly change what's going on?
We made a mistake. Oops. Let's try to make it look like we knew what we were doing the whole time. This was a piss poor decision. And whenever there's a big major turn in WWE, you're always the last person on the planet to call it a turn. You want them to send you like a certified letter saying, "I just turned." And it was the same thing here with this Becky situation where you didn't want to give it up. And he said, she didn't turn. I think their intention was to completely turn her that night. But you pointed something out that in their YouTube videos, I don't watch their YouTube videos. I watch the show as it airs and then I'm done with it. In the YouTube video, why would they intentionally take out the part where she shits on the crowd? Because
that was done the same night. That was done literally the same night that it aired.
Yeah. I mean, right away, the react when she got back to Gorilla, I bet somebody was saying, "Who wrote this shit? She needs to be a fucking babyface." So before they posted that shit, right away,
Muhammad Abu sends his regards.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
Muhammad Abu's coming for you.
Thank you, man.
When you brought back the segment, I heard that song playing. I was like, no, he's not going to be reading responses again.
I had to bring it back, man. Yeah, reading mean comments is back, people. Wait till you see next week's episode.
No.
I got a few of them while I'm here. So Becky Lynch, getting back to Becky Lynch, it's more of a... And then Road Dogg had the balls to come out and berate people on social media saying that, no, that's the way you interpreted it. And then he's listening to people saying, dude, you're booking this wrong. This is the way it needs to be. This is the way it should go. He's like, no, this is the way you're interpreting it, and blah, 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 blah. All they have to do is listen to the fans, guide them to where they need to be. Becky you told me, she's the most over white hot she's ever been.
Ever.
Now they need to pull the trigger.
They do. Maybe they thought they were doing the right thing because it does put her in a prominent storyline. But at SummerSlam, at the build that she's had, this is the culmination that people wanted for Becky. It's not something we wanted to see her start something, and especially not as a heel, and especially not after losing to someone who shouldn't have been in the match. So, I don't know. I mean, I honestly believe that when they saw the reactions of the crowd, I think they then changed their mind, and then they took out the part where she shit on the crowd. That was the only thing that technically made her a heel.
Why would they even go about this storyline when what they were trying to present made absolutely no sense? Like, why would Becky has been on SmackDown Live for 2 years. She's been underutilized. She's been underappreciated. She's been shit on for 2 years. And WWE magically thought that we were going to forget about all that and just magically boo her. And WWE, it's like I talk about it so much I don't even know what the fuck I want to say anymore. It's just like the whole story is Charlotte is the one who did wrong here. Becky didn't do anything wrong, and WWE expected us to think that Becky did wrong.
Exactly.
Charlotte betrayed her friend. Why would we not side with Becky Lynch? I don't know what else to say.
I don't get it. She could have came out as a tweener. She could have came out as a straight babyface and cut the promo that she cut, and without shitting on the fans, and this discussion probably would not be taking place. She'd be a babyface. But at the same time, I know they're lying about that narrative that they claim is not there, because if Becky was due to be the face, then Charlotte didn't do any of the heel things that Charlotte did in her heel run. We saw Charlotte as a heel, and we know Charlotte does heel shit. And this time, she just helplessly gets beat up and doesn't know what to do, and she's not name calling, and she's not. No, that's not heel Charlotte. So that's not, a babyface. I mean, that's not the narrative that they tried to do. They made a mistake, and they tried to fix the mistake instead of saying, you know what, it was a mistake. It was a mistake. We'll work our way through it. They're not going to say that. They have to toe the line. They have to say the PC thing. And that's why Road Dogg comes off looking like a idiot sometimes. I think he is the lightning rod. I think he is a scapegoat. I don't think Road Dogg is back there at SmackDown just pulling the goddamn strings, making all the calls.
No.
But...
Well, whoever approved that fucking promo is a goddamn idiot.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't know how anybody's going to have Becky Lynch go out there and say the fans don't appreciate her. I mean, you could even look at her face and say, like, you could look at her and think, like, she's even thinking, like, what the fuck am I talking about? Like, what am I saying?
Yeah.
I think you even told me she wanted to cry. It looked like she wanted to cry.
It looked like as she turned a couple of those times, he was trying to hold back like, this is rough to say. It reminded me of when Charlotte had to turn and kick her father out of her little stage. You see it. She couldn't take it.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of saw the same look in Becky Lynch, man. She was like, I can't believe I got to come out here and say this. I mean, I'm sure she's been just as frustrated with her run, but the one thing that's been consistent is the fan support. And to come out and not have to say that there's been none, you kind of feel bad about it inside. She's a nice person. Rebecca Quinn is a nice person inside. So to go out there and say you hate the fans. Could I say anything else, please? No.
Are they booking this match too fast? Would you book it at Hell in a Cell or save it for Evolution, pull the trigger then?
Everything is fast-paced with WWE. I mean, to be honest with you, the way they started this feud, the way they entered it, it'd be kind of silly to now pull it apart. I mean, there was no slow build to it. I mean, they came off, Becky's pissed. This is net. They're getting pull-apart brawls. All right, now go separate ways. No. You started this shit. Now you have to get into it. They separate them now. It'd be like Sasha and Bayley all over again.
So we're getting two matches. We're getting one at Hell in a Cell. We're getting one at Evolution.
We are getting two minimum.
When does she win the title? Evolution?
Ooh, man. You know what? I'm done trying to predict that stuff. WWE likes to troll people. They like to think that they know when we're expecting something and then not do it. So I don't know. Should she win it? Absolutely. She was wrong that SummerSlam. I mean, if they wanted to do a heel turn because creative thinks a heel turn is great, whatever. But the bottom line is Becky needed to be champion leaving SummerSlam. Heel or face, she should have walked away with that title.
I don't think a lot of people thought that she, even you. I mean, I respect your opinion greatly. I didn't think she was a heel coming out of SummerSlam, even though the majority of people thought so. Not like Braun Strowman this Monday. She didn't raise the hand of two heels.
Yeah.
She got a babyface reaction. She was just pissed off, and I think we all appreciated that because it was Charlotte's comeuppance.
It was.
She didn't raise the fucking hand of the Iconics.
She didn't.
There's
always different levels of turn. I mean, you're not gonna get everybody can't go through the goddamn barbershop window. All right. I mean, not everybody can. Sometimes it can't be as heinous every time. But it also gives them that out. And it gives them a way to tease the heel turn and test the waters, check social media, check the reaction.
No, they tested it and it failed.
It failed. It failed big time.
Does Becky stay as this wear black kick-ass character? Or does she kind of slowly win the title and then revert back to what we are used to seeing?
Yeah, I think they need to stay with this darker Becky. Pull the reins back on this heel Becky and stick her in that tweener mode. The Stone Cold Becky Lynch thing seems to be taken off from a lot of different outlets, and I'm kind of liking that. She can be a real ass kicker in the women's division, man.
What happens with Charlotte? Does she continue to get negative reactions, and does she go into WrestleMania against the rumored Ronda Rousey as a heel?
You remember when this is one of those times when their bad booking decision kind of screwed up someone else. This screwed up Charlotte's babyface run, which already wasn't that spectacular as it is. I mean, people like saying woo and everything else when they see her, but people like to boo Charlotte. I mean, she is a natural bitch. So to tell us, well, this happened with Becky and everything else, and we're going to pull it back and change it. So go back to cheering Charlotte. I think Charlotte is damaged. She will forever be known as the one that screwed her friend over. Well, it's just a good thing for her, man. This can put her back as a heel and stay a heel for the rest of her career. That's where she should be.
Moving on from Becky Lynch, let's get some NXT in here. I got some NXT news.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Triple H apparently it's in the rumor mill, and this is not really a rumor. I mean, this. I mean, if you're paying attention to NXT like we both do, it's a foregone conclusion. Triple H is building his team of all-stars for when he eventually takes over the WWE. He has Jeremy Borash. We have Matt Bloom. We got William Regal. We got Shawn Michaels. We got Road Dogg. We got Triple H guys. Apparently, he just hired James Long to work behind the scenes on NXT. And Long was actually the head producer and video editor for Impact Wrestling following his stint as an indie wrestler. He brought him aboard now, and Dave Meltzer actually reported that this is a major blow to Impact Wrestling. Do you think that with Triple H aligning his team together, that we're going to start to see some of that NXT influence on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live? Do you think it's beneficial? Do you think it happens? Or do you think WWE continues to toe the line with Triple H in charge because it's entertainment?
I think the way you put it, Triple H is building his stable. Triple H knows where he will be in WWE 10 years from now. And he's not going to wait 10 years from now to do what he has to do. He's going to start getting everything together and getting everything in order so that he can implement his will when that time comes. I'll tell you with that news, I'll tell you right now who I think is shaking in their boots. And it's no secret that Triple H and Kevin Dunn do not get along.
No, I know for a fact they don't.
They do not get along. They hate each other with a passion.
Kevin Dunn knows that if Triple H takes over, he's probably going to be out of a job.
He's done. He's gone. He's literally done. No pun intended here. And if Triple H is now hiring somebody to run NXT in a manner that he would like it run, he is basically grooming this guy. For me, it seems to take Kevin Dunn's job when that time comes.
I think we'll end with this, guys. We had quite the run here. We're about 40 minutes in. I already have a 45-minute intro that I'll probably put before this that I recorded last night at 1 o'clock in the morning because I couldn't sleep. Kevin Owens. I know Kevin Owens has been a hot topic here at Starrcast, or what Bill Apter said is Starrcade.
Yeah, lovely. The heat.
He corrected himself, though.
The heat.
He corrected himself.
No, Cody corrected him.
Oh, my God, man. Kevin Owens quit Monday Night Raw, quit WWE. He blacked out his Twitter. He's not real. I don't think he's even following anybody. I think
He's not following
well, he blocked me.
He put his Kevin Steen T-shirts back for sale at Pro Wrestling
He blocked me.
Tees.
This guy actually got Kevin Owens to unblock me, and then he reblocked me again.
What did you do, man?
I don't know. I don't know what I did, but apparently I'm an asshole.
Jeez.
So he quits Monday Night Raw. He quits WWE. He blacks out his Twitter. He's got no profile picture. He's got 4 pictures up on, or 8 pictures, I think. Some from NXT, some from his major accomplishments on Raw, winning the Universal title, blah, blah, blah. And they even moved him to the alumni section on WWE.com.
That's awesome.
So we had that great match with Seth Rollins on Monday Night Raw. I told you I thought they should have hot-shotted the title. I think it would have been great in Canada. It would have been fantastic.
Yeah.
But Kevin Owens now, apparently, according to the Barn Burners Fired Up podcast, could be brought back with Paul Heyman as his advocate. And Paul Heyman now will have a new Paul Heyman guy in Kevin Owens. Now, this is a rumor that's been going around. Is it necessary? Does Owens need him? Owens can talk for himself. Punk, I think you and I discussed, Punk and Heyman have history. Punk didn't need anybody, really.
No.
Kevin Owens doesn't need anybody. But you got to admit, with Kevin Owens and Paul Heyman standing side by side, damn, that is a formidable team. And damn, that's a Universal Championship. I think a lot of fans would want to see.
That would be interesting. That would be interesting, man. I mean, I'm a long-term thinker. I'm thinking if that were to happen, when they break them up, who's Paul Heyman's new heavy to come in and battle with the Kevin Owens breakup situation. I'm thinking that breakup. But you know this rumor was debunked, right?
Was it?
Meltzer.
What did he say?
Meltzer killed this shit today. He killed it earlier today. It was someone asked about it, and it was in, I think, today's Observer or something like that. He said that's an absolute no. It's been going around the news today on multiple sites. It's a rumor killer.
So what are they doing with him?
They don't know. They don't know. Right now, that's definitely not happening. Someone went out of their way to make sure they put it out there that that's not happening. They didn't say where he's going with it, but that's not happening.
So does Heyman? What about the Heyman Ronda Rousey rumors? You think that is a foreseeable thing?
That wasn't ruled out. That's still out there. That's still a possibility. I don't think it's going to happen. I just don't think Ronda near Paul Heyman is a good fit right now. And I'll tell you right now, I won't say never going to happen, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. Ronda is pulling in bank. Think about it. Who's the face of the WWE right now? It's Ronda Rousey, dude.
Yep.
They're spending all this time trying to get Roman Reigns there. They're trying to find out who the next face of the company. John Cena's always gone. They found their face of the company, and they snuck it right under your noses.
Yep.
Ronda Rousey is the face of WWE.
What about Kevin Owens going back down to NXT? And Triple H was actually interviewed and asked this question about having a revolving door of talent come back down to NXT. We've seen it with Tyler Breeze. We've seen it with the Revival. He says it could be a thing that happens a little bit more frequently in the future. Whether they stay down there and be applied to storylines is a different thing. Could you see Kevin Owens go back down to NXT? And, Kevin Owens versus Matt Riddle, Kevin Owens versus Keith Lee, Kevin Owens versus Adam Cole. Dream, Gargano, Ciampa. Kevin Owens versus Ciampa, dude. Take my fucking money.
It'd be amazing. I think they got something unique here. I'm hoping that this is one of those happy accidents. I'm thinking that they had a ridiculous storyline for Kevin Owens after this I Quit angle, and I'm hoping that the buzz going around is having them change it to something that would be really, really awesome. They need to play with this. He needs to go there. If they're going to go as far as putting him on the alumni page, they're going to do all of these things to live up to this angle. Go through with it. Put him in NXT.
Why don't you tell everybody that you have this weird premonition that he might even be here in Chicago this weekend?
I had a theory. I've heard this nowhere else. Look.
It has not been reported either. He's just...
Nope.
This is his.
I swear. I thought about this one, and I said, why not? Velveteen Dream is being reported to... Not reports. It's been officially announced. He will be doing appearances at Evolve.
Yep.
There's like 2 scheduled appearances at least. Why would Vince McMahon allow one of his blooming talents? This guy can be easily considered to be one of the future of this business right now for WWE.
Don't they have a working relationship with Evolve?
They have somewhat of a official.
Not completely.
Unofficial. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's no TNA hate there.
No.
So, but why send one of your talents down there to help get these people over? They have a working relationship. Fine. Maybe. Where's Kevin Owens? Let me ask you guys this. Why did Kevin Owens say I quit on Monday Night Raw? Hold that in your mind for a second. Let me ask you this question. Why did Neville get his release days before All In?
Yeah, but
WWE sat on Neville for so long. Why did he get his release right before All In?
I mentioned that to you earlier. Neville didn't get future endeavored on WWE.com, so...
No.
I think people are jumping the gun on that. I jumped the gun, on it. I'm already predicting he may even win the over the budget battle royal tomorrow. Mm-hmm. But he may even be under the fucking Bernard the Bear costume. I don't fucking know. You know? But Neville did not get future endeavored from WWE, which lends to the rumor that Triple H is still trying to work out a deal with him to bring him to NXT UK and lead that brand over there, which I would absolutely fucking love.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
Kevin Owens showing up at All In, I can't see Vince McMahon do that. I think Vince McMahon has Hawkeyes on this show, even though he might say he doesn't. They care internally very much about what's happening this weekend. I can't see it happen, but that is a fantastic theory.
That'd be awesome. My theory is, I think Vince tried to kill this show. He did
try to kill this show. He tried to take Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, he tried to kill it.
From the main event. That's the main event, by the way.
And I think that once he realized he couldn't kill it, one of those, if you can't beat him, join him. So if he can't kill the show, why not insert yourself into it? If a WWE talent shows up at All In, it's not all about All In anymore, is it?
No.
Now it's about WWE in some capacity. If Kevin Steen shows his face in the crowd or anywhere in All In, think about the talk that would be flowing through the internet about WWE and Kevin Owens, and then at the bottom line of it, All In.
It's definitely great cross promotion with WWE, Kevin Owens, and I don't know, it's a possibility, man. You know, the Bucks and Kenny Omega this weekend on stage have been very coy about what's going on.
I'm not seeing any heat. Are you seeing any bad blood between WWE and the Bullet Club and Code? They've all seemed to be cordial.
They've been very respectful of everything WWE here this weekend. So that's something to keep an eye on. But
no heat thrown back at none at all.
Nope.
I mean, and Cody has every right right now to be bitter. Every right right now to be bitter because everything that he wanted to do, everything that he's doing right now, he wanted to do in WWE, and he was shut down and told that it was silly, it wouldn't work, and proven right now he can do it. He can make it work, and it's working. And he has every right to be bitter. He's not. He's cool. He's coy. He defends them on social media. He talks about how great they are and this and that. Why is there no heat? Vince McMahon tried to kill his show. Why is he not angry? Why is he not angry? Look for Kevin Owens somewhere of and around. A picture, a Titantron, or in the crowd. Kevin Owens shows his face at All In.
And look for a blank check with Matt and Nick Jackson's name on it.
Woo, man.
All right, guys, we're getting out of here. It's Starrcast 2018. It's 9:45 Central Time right now. My laptop's reading New York time. I'm still stuck on New York time. I want to thank Jesse for being here. He manned the table while I was roaming around Starrcast, and he is a fucking VIP goon for life. And
thank you for having me, sir.
My pleasure, man. And we had a great time here. I'll probably be back here tomorrow morning just to take in the last day of festivities before we go to All In. We got the meet and greet at Buffalo Wild Wings tomorrow at 1:30. We got a table reserved. It's going to be fucking awesome. I'm going to be going to All In with Matt from Wrestle Rumble. WrestleRumble.com is going to be doing a pick'em, I believe. I got to talk to him about that. But thank you guys so much for everything, man. This is going up right before All In. So we will see you guys back in New York City on Sunday for part 2 of Off the Script. That's all you're getting this weekend. But thank you guys for everything, and I will catch you back in New York. Jesse,
take
thank
it
you so
easy,
much,
guys.
man.
Thank you again and again. Welcome to Chicago.
Thank you, sir.
All right.